Hello and welcome to another edition of Out of the Blue. I'm Mike Browning. MTSU is playing a key role in bringing the great old-time American music enjoyed by Charles Paul Ingalls alive. Recording the early American music is the specialty of Dr. Dale Cockrell, director of MTSU Center for Popular Music. Cockrell is a scholar of the songs embedded in the Little House on the Prairie books written by Laura Ingalls Wilder. Some of the more popular songs were featured in a recorded PBS Pledge Drive special that will begin a 2-year broadcast run in June. MTSU professors and students worked behind the scenes to capture video for a documentary, Inside Paul's Fiddle. Some of the biggest names in country music gathered last month to record the music at Nashville's Loveless Barn. On a clear January night, Music City's star-studded talent gathered on the stage of Loveless Barn to rekindle the songs that formed the foundations of 19th century American music.
Get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way, old man Tucker, you're too late to celebrate.
Ronnie Millsap and Randy Travis.
Old man Tucker was a fine little man, washed his face and cried in the pan.
Rodney Atkins and Ashton Shepard. The Roys and Natalie Grant.
Went to meet the other day.
Committed.
Old man Tucker passed away.
All joining together to honor Charles Paul Ingalls and his beloved old-time fiddle music. Many Americans don't know the history of the man featured in Laura Ingalls Wilder's books and the Little House on the Prairie TV series, but musicologist Dr. Dale Cockrell has been intimately connected with the songs for more than a decade.
And to be in a family where you heard live music every day for probably a couple of hours every day. His pa took up his fiddle and started playing. The family sang along. Must have imprinted itself on Laura Ingalls Wilder's brain in a way that's difficult for us to understand today.
What innocently began as a bedtime tradition of reading the Ingalls books to his 9-year-old son evolved into a record label, Paul's Fiddle Recordings, and a book of all 127 songs included in the Ingalls books, and now the PBS Concert Special.
Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton. There's a land that is fairer than day.
2 years ago, Dr. Cockrell met Dean Butler, the man who played Laura Ingalls Wilder's husband, Almanzo, in the Little House TV series and a spin-off TV series, Little House, A New Beginning.
We sat over lunch and just said to each other, wouldn't it be fun if we could put this music on PBS?
Grammy-winning producer and songwriter Randy Scruggs and an all-star string band produced the music for the show and DVD. MTSU professors and students videotaped a behind-the-scenes documentary to go along with the PBS special.
Don't be afraid to do rap focuses, okay? It doesn't have to be just locked on them and you're holding it there. Now, we're going to have to create a documentary-style feel to this whole thing, which means that we need a lot of B-roll, a lot of extra shots, a lot of stylized stuff. So we're trying to make sure that we get those shots of the artist coming out.
Award-winning documentary producer and MTSU professor Tom Neff is spearheading the student production.
Advanced students who are manning the cameras, directing, producing, doing all the things that are necessary for a really complicated production.
Dr. Cockrell says his rather ambitious goal is to change the music consciousness of the nation with the legacy of the music that has been left behind.
Getting ready to issue the third of the CD. The first two have been well received. The first was picked up actually by the National Endowment for the Humanities and sent to libraries all over the United States free as representative of music making in 19th century America. Is enormously gratifying. You know, I've been pushing this rock up the mountain now for 12 years or so, and it finally feels like we're at the top. It's enormously gratifying. And daunting, frankly. You know, as a musicologist, I'm not trained on how to get up on a stage in front of a PBS audience and communicate what I do as a scholar.
Talented artists like Committed and many others have joined Dale Cockrell's work of pushing the rock up the mountain, so the old-time music can be appreciated and enjoyed for generations.
Shouting the battle cry of freedom.
The Pledge Drive concert, Paul's Fiddle America's Music, featuring the big-name artist and the history behind the music, will be broadcast on PBS in June. A new CD, Paul's Fiddle American Fiddler, will be released at the same time. To learn more about the project, visit mtsunews.com. In our Alumni Spotlight, we sat down for an interview with Darrell Freeman, the 46-year-old owner and CEO of Zycron, a high-tech company headquartered in Nashville that helps hospitals manage information technology. Now, Freeman got his first taste of MTSU in the spring of 1983 when he helped a friend pack up at the end of the semester.
And I came to campus and I went to his dorm room and I said, "You mean to tell me this is your own phone, your own room, and there's a meal plan and a place where you can go eat?" And he said yes. And I said, "This is where I want to go to school." And so several months later, that fall of '83, I enrolled here, struggled my way through most of my undergraduate year, and long story short, ended up becoming an adjunct professor in the Industrial Studies Department, thanks to a guy who helped save my undergraduate career by the name of Dr. Dick Reddit. There's a clock out there, a digital clock outside the Voorhees Industrial Studies building right now. That was my master's thesis. I designed a computerized interface between that clock and the WWVB station out in Colorado. And that clock is still in existence today. It's still very, very accurate, and it was a tough project, tough design. But we made it through, and it was my master's thesis. I still have the book on it. So, but it was one of those projects where Dr. Reddit, he pushed me through it, and I learned here at MTSU that we all have unlimited potential, that we have no idea what we're capable of. And so when I left MTSU, when the light came on, it says, you know, you can be what you want to be. And also the light came on and said that you have not been your best yet. And so when that happened for me at MTSU, which kind of, it changed my life. So I graduated from grad school in 1990, and I went to work for a local company in Smyrna, Tennessee. And I worked there for about a year, and I went in for a raise, and I didn't get one. And so I quit and started at Zycron. And the first person that I brought on the team was a guy by the name of Vince Windrow, who is my best friend in life. We were fraternity brothers. And so his job, he would work three days a week. He was still in school here, and I would forward my phone calls to him from the office, which our office was a 150 square foot office. When I wasn't when I was out servicing a client, I would forward my calls to him. And so the Zycron calls would come to MTSU's, one of the dorms at MTSU, and Vince Windrow would answer in his boxers. So Zycron is an information technology company. We provide IT consultants, project management, and outsourcing. And we started with one person and $10,000 in revenue in 1991. In 2011, we did $36 million in revenue. We have about 330 employees. So from one person to where we are now is quite a jump, but I contribute a lot of that to hiring good people, having great relationships, and those things I learned here at MTSU.
Freeman says MTSU is a hidden jewel of talent for the Nashville business community, but says businesses could do a better job of tapping into this great resource. See more of Freeman's interview at mtsumagazine.com. MTSU business professor Doug Tatum has the distinction of having one of his books included in the recent edition of the 100 Best Business Books of All Time. Tatum's book, No Man's Land, What to Do When Your Company is Too Big to Be Small but Too Small to Be Big, is called essential reading for any entrepreneurs looking to grow their business or wondering if they should. Tatum is an associate professor in the MTSU Department of Business Communication and holds the Wright Chair of Entrepreneurship.
I'm going to tell you about the institution that lies closest to my heart, the College of Mass Communication.
I am True Blue.
As a member
of this diverse community,
I am a valuable contributor
to its progress and success.
I am engaged in the life of this community.
I am a recipient
and a giver.
I am a listener
and a speaker.
I am honest in word and deed.
I am committed to reason, not violence.
I am a learner.
Now and forever.
I am a Blue Raider.
I am a Blue Raider.
I'm a Blue Raider.
True Blue.
This is not just a recording studio. This is not just a flight school.
This is not just a university.
This is MTSU, home of Tennessee's best.
MTSU, it's different here.
In our cover story, MTSU students in the College of Mass Communication produced a rather compelling video to promote the department. Recording industry student Amber Leon shows us what she and other students in Mass Comm are so proud to be a part of.
Hi, I'm Amber, a senior at Middle Tennessee State University, majoring in recording industry. As you have seen, our university houses a large variety of disciplines, from agriculture to aerospace, from concrete management to recording industry. I'm going to tell you about the institution that lies closest to my heart, the College of Mass Communication. Perhaps the university's best-known degree program is its Bachelor of Science in Recording Industry. Students from all over the world come here to learn about all aspects of the recording industry, from audio production to music business and even songwriting. The Recording Industry Department is staffed by some of the industry's finest, including Grammy Award winners and Emmy Award nominees, with several professors continuing their work in the industry while passing their knowledge on to the next generation. The staff, along with professional quality equipment and studios, provides students with the tools necessary to be extremely competitive within the industry. The Electronic Media Communication Department recently purchased a $1.4 million mobile production truck that is wired with the finest in today's HD broadcasting technology, giving students access to highly professional equipment in a realistic environment. Students also gain experience by working with MTTV, the university's local television station. The university's School of Journalism is one of the best and most affordable in the South, boasting connections to the legendary Siegenthalers and a top-notch staff. Students study all aspects of the craft, from design to multimedia stories, helping them to prepare for the uncertain future of journalism. A Media Convergence Center is currently under construction in the College of Mass Communication. The Convergence Center will bring together MTTV, the student newspaper Sidelines, and both of MTSU's radio stations, WMOT and WMTS. As you can see, students at the College of Mass Communication train to reach the top of their fields. We learn in order to create, and we create in order to learn.
Now to update, MTSU's new Center for Innovation in Media is now up and running in the John Bragg Mass Communication Building. For more information, visit mtsu.edu/masscom.
We started in 1911 with a clear mission to train Tennessee's best teachers. For the last 100 years, Middle Tennessee State University has carried out that mission and so much more. Nationally recognized as an affordable quality university, the #1 choice of undergraduates in Tennessee. As we celebrate our centennial, we look with pride at the past. We look forward to the future. Check out why we're Tennessee's best.
Blue Raider basketball fans have a lot to cheer about. The men's basketball team is ranked number 30 nationally in the ESPN USA Today Coaches Poll and number 5 in the CollegeInsider.com Mid-Major Poll with a 19-2 record. And MTSU's Lady Blue Raiders recovered from a rough start to the season by upsetting number 6 Kentucky in December and have since won 10 games in a row in 12 of their last 13. The Lady Raiders' stunning 70-58 defeat over the number 6 Wildcats is considered perhaps the biggest win in Lady Blue Raider history. Helping lead MTSU to that upset victory and wins over Florida International and South Alabama, sophomore forward Ebony Rowe was named the Sun Belt Conference Player of the Week for January.
I'm awful proud of our players. You know, one of the things we've been working on is mental toughness and closing out a game. We knew Kentucky was going to come at us hard and heavy the second half. Early on, we protected the ball and executed our offense. Is what got us a lead, and then we knew coming back at halftime they were going to really get after us.
The Lady Raiders have an impressive 57-1 record under Coach Insel at Murphy Center. In the 71-62 victory over Arkansas State, Ebony Rowe sunk a school record 13 of 13 field goals and tied the Sun Belt record. Ebony also notched a career-high 29 points. Meanwhile, the men's basketball team, 19-2 and 8-0 in the Sun Belt, is off to its best start in history As of January 23rd, MTSU had won 11 games in a row, the longest winning streak since the 1985-86 season. With the 71-66 win over FIU at the Murphy Center in late December, Kermit Davis became the all-time winningest coach in MTSU history.
But it is. It's quite an honor to, you know, the winningest coach and to be in the same. Been a lot of really, really good coaches at this school for a long period of time. And Coach Darrell is, like I said, one of my very best friends, and it's an honor to kind of be mentioned in the same breath with Coach. And you know, you go back, a lot of it's staying power. You know, I mean, sometimes you do your best job with some injuries and trying to win 17 games, you know, and you know, been very fortunate. You know, got a great opportunity from Dr. McPhee and Coach Donnelly hiring me, and we've had a fun 10 years, most fun I've ever had in coaching.
Coach Davis's 165th career win broke Jimmy Earle's record. Davis is now 172 and 128 with MTSU. As of January 23rd, MTSU had won 11 straight games and 15 of their last 16 games. Well, now we turn to an event organized by MTSU students and reported on by students. Students in Free Enterprise, or SIFE, hosted its second annual Culture Fest, attracting larger numbers than they anticipated. It was a chance for both the university and broader Murfreesboro community to share diversity. MTSU student Karen Yates shows us Culture Fest 2011.
Music and dance. They can barely be heard over the roar of the crowd. The second annual Culture Fest 2011 held on MTSU's campus in the Tennessee Ballroom of the James Union Building. People from every nationality, religion, ethnicity came to celebrate diversity and promote respect for all types of cultures. Nations proudly displayed crafts, food, and artwork centered on their individual cultures, giving students and community members the opportunity to embrace the diversity within the Rutherford County community. Students of every grade, along with their parents and family members, were among those in the crowd.
I've learned how to spell my name in Turkish, Russian, cursive in Russian, where Laos is, and much more. Culture Fest was organized by MTSU SIFE, or Students in Free Enterprise, clearly demonstrating their motto, a head for business, a heart for the world.
People here can learn and get to know what's really going on in our community at MTSU and how diverse it is.
Culture Fest project manager Adam Williams guided roughly 70 students in coordinating Culture Fest while keeping the key message of celebrating Rutherford County's diverse community.
We have about, I would say, about 40 different nations, maybe a little bit more. We have 34 ambassador booths. We have about 9 speakers from different countries, different cultures.
MTS students took pride in embracing their culture of their fellow students.
Well, the Hoop Troop, as a student organization on campus, we promote hula hooping as a form of exercise, and it's also a way to build a sense of community on campus.
Writing names and displaying diverse languages was just one of many interesting activities displayed among the cultures. Laos native and MTSU grad Mimi Liu was among those displaying her native language by writing people's names in English and transcribing them in Laotian. Mimi felt pride in representing her native country, as many people that she had met here in the U.S. had never even heard of Laos.
I would like people to know about my country, because a lot of American people that I talk to, they don't know where Laos is. Our culture is different, so I want American people to know that where Laos is, what language, we speak, and what kind of clothes, what kind of food.
The attendance goal for Culture Fest exceeded 1,200 people, more than double the anticipated attendance.
And this has just been an extreme success. I mean, we expected about 500-600 people.
The success of the second annual Culture Fest demonstrates that Rutherford County is a place where diversity is being embraced and reinforced with SIFE's motto, a head for business, a heart for the world. I'm Karen Yates.
For more information on MTSU News, be sure to go to mtsunews.com. That's it for this edition of Out of the Blue. Until next time, go Blue. We leave you with a tribute to Tom Tozier, the founder of Out of the Blue and director of News and Media Relations. Tom is retiring after nearly 20 years of service to the university. We wish him well.
Join us in celebrating 100 years of MTSU history. Check out the Centennial Timeline at mtsu.edu/centennial.